Hey, welcome to Off the Wah. I'm your host OctoBoi, but you can call me Logan. And today we are having one host and one guest on the show. First up, or only up, we have MonkeyThunder.
Hello.
And unfortunately, we were going to have Solo on the show as well, but he unfortunately could not make it. So it's just going to be us two today. And today we're going to be talking about Splatoon 3. So join us on this splat-tastic episode of Off the Wall. Do you perhaps have anything you would like to promote?
I do not. I'm just a guy. I don't have anything cool.
Okay, so with that out of the way, we can move on to our Patreon 5-star review, blah 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 shoutouts. So we currently have 4 members on our Patreon. There's a free trial, a 7-day free trial for those who want to try it out. Maybe get a taste of some of the content we have over there. We have 2 special side shows going on right now. We have Side Order and Special Cup. Side Order is basically just full-length side non-Nintendo episodes up on our Patreon. And then Special Cup is Presto and Tyler are ranking every single track in Mario Kart, and they're going one episode at a time. They're uploading pretty frequently, so yeah. So that's the Patreon. I don't think we have any new 5-star reviews, so if you want, you can go ahead and leave us a review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or anywhere you listen to podcasts, and we would very much appreciate it. And last but not least, our YouTube channel. We are up to 46 subs, so if you prefer to be on that platform, then we would appreciate it if you would like and sub, perhaps. And then, yeah. So that's it for all the plug stuff. So we're going to talk about what we've been playing recently. And since you're the guest, I'm going to let you go first.
Well, I have been playing a lot of Splatoon, actually. I'm trying to grind the catalog before the season's over and make 100, but I'm definitely not going to make it. I think I'm 56. So I still got a ways to go. But been playing that. I've been playing lots of Rocket League. And I beat Zelda Tears of the Kingdom a week or a week for that, I don't remember. So I would decide to go back to what I was playing before Zelda and trying to finish Octopath Traveler 2.
Ooh.
So that's what's been taking a lot of my time. If you haven't played it, it's a very good game. Everything about it is just fantastic.
I never made it too far into Octopath Traveler 2. I might have to get back into that one.
I really like it. Like the characters are great, the music is amazing. Just the art style is just it's a beautiful game. And the gameplay is just so much fun too. I feel like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I agree. It definitely does look stunning in terms of visuals and the way they can just connect the 2D and 3D so well. It's pretty cool.
It really is.
Yeah. So
What have you
things I've been playing, I have also been playing some Splatoon 3. I very recently got to X rank for the first time. I've
Nice.
had S plus before, but it was before X battles were a thing. So I've never actually played one of those until now, but I regained my rank. Hopefully I can keep it before the new season changes. So yeah, that's cool. And then I've also been playing a bit of Nintendo Land with my siblings, as well as a an indie game called Runbow. For those of you who don't know what that is, it's basically um, it's up to 9 people locally or online, and there are a number of different objectives. Basically, you're fighting it out to be the best, and the main gimmick is that there are colored platforms, and when the background changes color, if it changes to the same color as a platform, then that platform disappears. It's a pretty cool idea, and I like the overall theming of the game, so I'd highly recommend you go and check it out. It's on Wii U, Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, pretty much everywhere. Um, so yeah, and then apart from those, I've been getting back into Luigi's Mansion 3, doing a new playthrough, and playing a bit of Super Smash Bros.
Those are some good games. I know people hate on the Wii U, but Nintendo Land is probably, I mean, it's definitely in the top 5 of local multiplayer
Yeah,
games Nintendo's ever made.
it's definitely up
It's
there. Yeah.
it's so good, everything about it.
Yeah, it's a really fun game. All right, well, that's it for that segment. So now we are going to move on to the Waluigi news. All right, so for our first piece of news, we have so uh the Splatoon Twitter did a rare thing, and they posted 2 fairly large trailers in one day, and those are the Side Order overview trailer and the Fresh Season 2024 reveal trailer. Both of these look incredible, and I'm very much looking forward to both of them.
Yeah, the side order looks really good.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to playing that in a few days. And I think if if I'm figuring this out right, then I think this episode will actually be up on the day Side Order comes out. So, hey guys, so future OctoBoi here. Just want to give a quick editor's note. If you're watching this episode on the day that it comes out, then you've probably realized by this point that it's no longer February and Side Order is already out. And we are very much sorry about that. We've had a lot of things going on in our personal lives and haven't had much time to work on this podcast at all or anything. So, again, very, very sorry about that. So, please enjoy the rest of the episode. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very
Um,
much looking forward to it. It looks like a lot of fun.
yeah. Our next news item, we have so a new trailer for Peach Showtime showed us 4 new transformations. Those are Figure Skater Peach, Dashing Thief Peach, Mermaid Peach, and Mighty Peach.
What do you think about this game? Are you gonna get it,
It
or are you?
probably not just for the sake of a lack of money, but it definitely
Mhm.
does look like it has potential to be a pretty darn interesting game.
Yeah, that's how I feel too. Like, I do want to get it because that does look like it'd be fun, but I don't know if it'll be $60.
Yeah.
That's how I feel.
All
I
right.
think it looks good, but
Yeah, it does look like a great game, and I'm excited to see where it goes. I honestly didn't expect that there would be so many transformations, because at this
hmm
point we have I don't even know how many, like 10, 12.
yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so there's a lot of potential for this game, and I'm excited to see where it goes.
Yeah, definitely.
Alright. For our next news item, we have the so Mario vs. Donkey Kong came out a few days ago as of recording this, and it's getting some pretty good reviews all around.
Yeah, it's got lots of eights and nines, a couple of sevens, but mostly eights and nines. People have been saying
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, I
fun.
tried out the demo. I don't necessarily think it's my thing exactly. It's
hmm
mostly just like the awkward controls that don't do it for me, but I can definitely see how other I can definitely see how other people would like it.
Yeah, it's the same for like the Princess Peach game for me. Like it does look like a lot of fun, and I would like to get it, but I just don't know if it's worth the. This one's cheaper though. It says only 50, but I just don't know if it's worth the $50.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we got some more information on side order. The fish enemies are actually called gelatons, and I think that's a pretty cool name. And I'm not sure why I decided to include this in the news, but yeah,
Because it just looks so cool. Cyador is going to be great,
yeah. All right. We have a lot of Splatoon themed news items today.
which
For
is
our next
good.
one, Team Friday won the Splatfest. I am heavily disappointed.
I know it's really surprising. Shiver just she always managed to find a way to win.
It's mostly because of the way the Splatfest system works, in that if there's an overwhelming majority of any one team, then they'll get a bunch of mirror matches, which lowers the chance greatly for 10 times matches and 100 times and 333 times. So
Yeah,
they end up getting a lot less clout than the other two teams, and they end up losing because of it.
yeah. The popular vote is actually the one that has won the most. Like if you look back at the other Splatfest, popular vote is the one that wins. There's only been 3 Splatfests where the popular vote has not won. That was Saturday and Nessie, and then I don't remember what the other one was. But in those 3 Splatfests, it was always Fry that won popular vote, but she still lost. She just can't catch a break.
Yeah. I think it's because there was an overwhelming majority of the popular vote.
Yeah,
I'd
it's
say that
true.
the even the votes are, the more likely it is for each team to win.
Yeah, I think I really like having the 3 idols, but I honestly think it was a mistake to do 3. They should just stick with 2 next game.
Yeah, I definitely do like the idea of three teams, but it kind of does mess with the whole point system a lot.
Hmm.
All right. And then for our last news item of the day, um, literally this morning, the day after the Splatfest ended, we got a new Springfest announced, but we don't have a theme.
Yeah, I wonder what. I mean, it's got to be Easter themed, I would think. I don't know what it could
Um,
be though.
from what I can remember, I think the colors were pink, green, and yellow, but I may be wrong about that. Or it was pink, green, and blue. One of the two.
Yeah, that's what it looks like from the picture. You got like pink and green. There's a little bit of yellow too, but it's mostly
Yeah. And
pink and
then um I was looking through the images that they showed, and there's like a screen that had Shiver in green on it, so we know that Shiver is on the green team, but that's about it.
green. Interesting.
Yeah. And then, as well as getting the announcement, it was revealed that we will be getting some new gear items to go with it, a lot of them actually, and the new Fizzbang feature will be added in this Splatfest.
Yeah, I was surprised how much gear we're getting because this is the most they've ever done.
Yeah, it's a lot. They had like 9 different
There's
shoes and 4 different headgears.
yeah, yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah. And then as for Fizzbang, it looks pretty cool. I believe you get one whenever you kill someone and whenever you jump in on the map, and it's
Yeah,
just like a
that's
little throwable firework almost.
hmm it looks like a lot of fun. I'm glad that they're doing something different with Splatfest.
Yeah. What I'm hoping is that it will be for every mode, not just for like open or pro or something like that. I'm hoping that there will be Fizzbangs in Open, Pro, and in Tricolor to make
Yeah,
to help Splatfest stand out a little bit more.
hmm yeah, that's a good point. Hopefully,
Yeah. Well, that is about it for our news today. So next we are going to move on to our community questions. For our first question from Chris Tendo, is Mario canon to Splatoon? I think so.
You think so? What makes you think that?
Well, so not only do you have Mario and Inkling in Smash, but you also have Mario and Inkling in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, as well as in the beta development for Splatoon 1, it was actually planned at some point that um instead of squids it would just be Mario characters.
Hmm.
So in my eyes, I would like to believe that Mario is canon to Splatoon.
Yeah, I could see that. That makes sense. I wish
Yeah.
that they would do, and this is like off topic, kind of, but I wish that they would do like outfits and stuff with like Mario or other Nintendo
Ooh,
games. Kind of like what
that
they
would
do
be
in
cool.
Animal Crossing sometimes, where you like have items from other Nintendo franchises. I wish they would do like
Yeah.
outfits and stuff with other Nintendo franchises. Not like it doesn't have to be blatantly Mario, but at least just something like inspired by Mario. I think that would be
Yeah.
really cool.
Yeah, that'd definitely be interesting considering Splatoon has never really done anything like that.
Yeah.
Our next question is from Flightsy, and they say, "How would you balance Splatfest?" So this is a very complicated question. To be
Hmm.
honest, Splatfests as they are right now, there's not really a good way to fix them without just reworking them entirely because they're so broken as it is right now that there's not really a good way to fix them.
Yeah, I think I agree. It's really hard to make everything balanced and equal to everything, especially like it'd be easier if there was just two. But with three people, it's just if you take something away, it's going to benefit the other team, or if you give something to one team, it's going to make give disadvantages to one team. It's really hard to have a balance with just three people.
Yeah, absolutely. I think probably a good place to start would be to like lesser the point values of some of the categories and increase the point values of other categories. I
Mhm.
get that it's to help prevent ties, but at the same time, like, is there ever really gonna be a tie? Because we've had a good number of complete lockouts in like, and most of them have been for Shiver, unfortunately.
Yeah,
So honestly, I don't see a tie happening very soon unless like the choices are as blatant as rock paper scissors, like with the first one in the Splatfest World Premiere.
hmm,
So yeah, Splatfests are definitely broken, and there's not really a good way to fix them. There are things that could improve them, but to make them perfect is not really a possibility.
yes, I can agree with that.
Yeah. Our next question is from Molitrov, and he asks, "What does Woomy mean?" Now, I'm not going to answer this question for a specific reason, and that is because I am already working on a video essay of what Woomy means.
I'm excited to hear what your thoughts are. When will your video come out?
I'm still working on it. I'm not entirely sure when it will come out yet. It's kind of just been on the back burner, sitting there for a while. I've worked
Okay.
on the script a little bit, but not much beyond that, so hopefully it comes out sometime in the near future.
Okay. I look forward to that. Sounds like a good video.
Yeah. Our next question is from him. Is it true Chris Pratt will be Inkling Boy? Now that you have given me this possibility, I am very scared, because the more I think about it, the more likely it seems.
It'll be cool. Chris Pratt, he's so cool. Chris
Well,
Pratt should
he's a
be
cool
anybody.
guy, but not when you give him roles that he can't pull off well. Take, for example, Mario or Garfield. Like he's not trying to give the characters any of their own voice. He's just being Chris Pratt.
Yeah. Yeah, I've heard a lot of people say that they didn't like him. I thought he did
I
okay.
think
I thought he did a good job as Mario.
yeah, Mario he did decent because he had the Brooklyn accent. Um and Garfield he's fine. I think as Inkling Boy it wouldn't be the end of the world because I could see an Inkling Boy sounding like Chris Pratt if that makes any sense.
Hmm.
So I don't think it would be nearly as bad as some of the other things he's done so far have been, but it wouldn't be the greatest thing in the world either.
He could just be like the cool Inkling Boy because they got lots of Inkling Boys. They just make him the
Yeah,
cool
that's
one.
true. There could be multiple, yeah. All right. Our next question is from MonkeyThunder. Don't know who that is. Will we get a new playable race from the Side Order DLC? At this point, I honestly don't think it's gonna happen. It may, but Nintendo is usually not very secretive about this kind of thing, so I don't see it happening.
Yeah, unfortunately, I agree. I think it'd be really cool to get a new playable race. I don't know what they would do, but I think it'd be really cool. But I don't think it's going to happen.
Perhaps we'll get puddling someday.
Maybe Splatoon 4.
Yeah. All right. Our next question from Sydney Lou Who is Presto ever gonna stop simping for Shiver? The answer to that question is no.
Flat out no.
Yep. So if you
Oh
want to read
dang.
out the next question, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I will read it. It's from Mute Dog, who, as a side note, he's really cool. I was just playing with Splatoon with him earlier today before this. But he asks, with all the modes that came from Splatoon 2, such as Turf War, Ranked, and Salmon Run, which brand new mode would you like to see introduced in a future Splatoon game? We already have a welcome edition of Table Turf. Are there any other modes you would like to see added?
So honestly, um, I don't really want like a specific mode unless it's another ranked mode because we desperately need one of those. Um, but I think probably a good baseline would be making side order multiplayer and like implementing that as a separate mode. It would be sort of like Salmon Run almost, but with gelatons, and it would be more side order styled. You would have more aspects from that, and I think that could be really fun multiplayer.
Yeah, that sounds like it'd be really cool. They had in Splatoon 2, there was a couple of data mines for this rocket or this game mode called Rocket, um,
Hmm.
where it was like it's basically what the new Rainmakers turned into, where it has like you hit the rocket and it goes to the next checkpoint. So it's basically what Rainmakers turned into, but that would be cool. Or I was thinking like a team deathmatch would be something cool that could Splatoon could add.
Yeah, that's something I have thought about for a while. Splatoon is a game where you can get a lot of kills in a short amount of time, and so something like a deathmatch would be a lot of fun.
Hmm. Yeah, first to like 25 or 50 or whatever. Not
Yeah,
something like that.
definitely.
I think it'd be a really cool addition.
That is it for our community questions today. So we are going to move on to our second segment, which is, well, I guess technically third if you count the news. We have best and worst. Today we are going to be taking a look at the best and worst bosses in Splatoon 3 Hero Mode. MonkeyThunder, would you like to start off with your worst boss?
Uh, yes. Worst boss? I gotta bring it up again. I forgot who you fight. We're talking about like the story mode, right?
Yes. specifically in Splatoon 3?
Uh, uh, ooh, that's a good question. I do not really remember fighting these guys because I played it when it came out. It was like a year and a half ago.
Mm.
Um, I don't know. Maybe DJ Octavio because you don't really fight him a lot, and so he's probably the least memorable one.
Yeah. I'm gonna be completely honest. I replayed through all of the bosses today.
That would have been a
And
good idea.
I almost completely forgot about Octavio.
Yeah, so I would say he's probably I mean, he's definitely the least memorable one out of all the bosses.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one because all the other bosses at least seem to have effort put into them, but
Hmm.
DJ Octavio just seems like basically a copy paste of some aspects of Octavio from Splatoon 1 and 2. So,
Yeah.
all right. What do you think is the best boss in Splatoon 3 hero mode?
It would probably have to be Mr. Grizz. His boss battle was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I found that it wasn't um nearly as climactic or intense as Octo Expansion's final boss was, but
Mm.
it was still definitely like the same format in a lot of ways, and I did still enjoy it. Controlling Octavio himself was really cool. It took me a while to get the hang of it, but it was cool.
Yeah, there was a lot of really cool moments in that boss battle. I took a lot of cool pictures. I remember that.
Yeah. All right, so we can unanimously agree that Octavio is the worst and Mr. Grizz is the best.
Yes, that sounds good to me.
Alrighty. We are going to move on to our next segment now, which is pros and Joy-Cons. Now, something that's been a bit of a divisive topic amongst the community is one of the ranked modes, and that is Clam Blitz. I have heard very varying opinions on this. Some people like it a lot, some people dislike it a lot. I'm one of the people who dislikes it a lot.
But why? It's so good. What don't you like about it?
It's just something about it. It feels closer to turf war than any of the other ranked modes do because you're just running around the map blindly looking for clams, and then when you need to make a concentrated effort, there's just one point of interest. And so it kind of feels also it feels like it's very hard to get a knockout. So it sometimes feels like the matches drag on a little bit.
Yeah, I can understand that. Clam Blitz is my favorite mode. Like, I would, yeah, I really only ever play Clam. I like when I play Splatoon 3, it's usually Clam Blitz. I don't play. It's not a very fun game if you can't communicate with your teammates because like
Mm,
Clam Blitz is a very team focused game. Like because then you can like throw clams to each other or jump when someone's by the basket and break it. Like
yeah,
you really need to work together as a team in order to win. And so if you don't have communication with them, then it can really suck. Like it's just terrible. But I play Clam Blitz with one of my friends, and like it makes it a lot better because then at least the two of us can communicate, like throw clams to each other or sneak over to the basket or whatever.
yeah.
But it's definitely
I could
my favorite mode.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. I don't typically play Splatoon with other people a lot, so and I don't think I've ever really played Clan Blitz with anyone else at all. So that could be what I'm missing out on. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we should get together and play some sometime. I think you would like it a lot more because, like I was saying, it really
Yeah.
requires some good team communication in order to
Yeah.
win.
I'm gonna have to look out for one of Mute Dog's next streams, maybe hop on.
Yeah, we should get him to play. When we play, he usually just plays Surf 4, but it would be fun to get together and get like a team of four and play some Clam Blitz.
Yeah.
It's just it's just so much fun.
So overall, pros, we have it's a really good team-based mode. Um, it's probably one of the more competitive modes in Splatoon. And then cons, it doesn't really feel like a ranked mode as much because it feels like less focused on one objective. And it doesn't really work well without communication.
Yeah, it's definitely really hard to do anything if you don't have teammates that communicate. And I feel like a lot of the times when you're playing ranked mode, a lot of people don't know how to play Clam Blitz, which is another problem when you run into Clam Blitz. There's a lot of people that don't know how to play it, and so like they
Yeah.
don't know what to do, and they're just like killing people or inking the turf and stuff like that. That's another problem.
Well, that is it for pros and Joy-Cons. We are going to move on to our next segment, which is Nintendo Secret History. Now, this isn't technically actual confirmed lore, but it's a theory that I'm very confident in, so I'm basically going to count it as a fact. And that is Dead Fish slash Oct, as they're known in side order, actually Turquoise October?
Wait, can you repeat that? You were cutting out a little bit.
So, um, basically the topic we're covering is Dead Fish slash Oct actually Turquoise October?
I honest, I don't know what Turquoise October is. What is Turquoise October? Oh,
So Dead Fish is the artist who canonically makes the songs in Octo Expansion, and Turquoise October is the artist who makes the songs for Splatoon 1 and 2 Hero Mode.
okay.
So, my personal theories, I have a bit of evidence to this theory. So, one of the bigger reasons is that if you look at the album covers for each of the respective artists, you can see that there is an Octoling on it that has a very similar hairstyle. So I think that's at least one bit of evidence pointing towards that. And then, as of late with Side Order, there's been a bit more evidence to back this up than there already was, and that is that Deadfish and Marina have known each other for a while, and Marina used to be in the Octarian army. So my theory is that um they used to be friends back in the Octarian army, and Marina would be like the weapons builder, like the machine person, and then Turquoise October was the music composer and helped out DJ Octavio with some of the songs. But then Marina got exposed to the Calamari incantation, and she decided to leave, and she went up to the surface with Pearl, and that made her feel alone and distraught, and so she was having a hard time focusing on her music because of her emotions, And so what she did was she found out about the whole sanitizing thing, and she got herself sanitized so that she could focus on her music more. And that's how she became Deadfish slash Oct.
That is an interesting theory. I will have to agree with you because I don't know that much about it. So,
Yeah. So not
but
technically a fact, but there's been more and more evidence to support this over the years, and I'm very hopeful that I am right about this theory because I've had it for a while.
do you think we'll get more info on it in side order?
Probably. I don't think Side Order will be nearly as lore heavy as Octo Expansion was, but I feel like there will at least be something there. So hopefully we get some info on what that's all about.
Yes, it'll be very cool to see what happens.
Right. So that about wraps it up for that segment. Um, we are now going to move on to Fighter by Fighter. So far, we have been going through every fighter in Smash Ultimate one at a time. So far, we have Mario is B, DK is C, Link is A, Samus is B, Dark Samus is C, Yoshi is C, Kirby is A, Fox is F, Pikachu is A, Luigi is C, Ness is A, Captain Falcon is A, Jigglypuff is G, Peach is D, Daisy is B, Bowser is A, Ice Climbers are C, Sheik is D, Zelda is C, Dr. Mario is C, Pichu is C, Falco is F, Lucina is F, Young Link is S, Ganondorf is C, Mewtwo is B+, Roy is C, Chrom is D, Mr. Game & Watch is D, Meta Knight is B, Pit is C+, Dark Pit is B, Zero Suit Samus is C-, Wario is C, Snake is B+, Ike is F, Pokemon Trainer is S, Diddy Kong is B-, Lucas is B-, Sonic is C+, King Dedede is A-, and today we are going to be ranking Olimar. So, thoughts on Olimar as a character in Smash?
Like as moveset or the way like his
Like
matchups against
in
other
moveset,
characters?
how much he deserves to be in the game, all that stuff.
I think he definitely deserves to be in the game. Pikmin's a huge franchise for Nintendo. Um,
Mm-hmm.
his moveset. I mean, I haven't played a ton of Pikmin, but I feel like his moveset is pretty accurate with the uh, different types of Pikmin. Um, I think he's really fun to play too.
So overall, what would you give him a rank?
Uh, rank Olimar. I'd probably give him like a B.
Okay, that's fair. In terms of overall, how good he is and how much he deserves to be in the game, his moveset, um, I'd say he's pretty unique. He stands out a lot from the other fighters, particularly with his Pikmin mechanic. In that he can have multiple different Pikmin that he throws on you, and they all have different effects. Uh, his moveset in particular is nothing special, but it's at least decent. I used to play Olimar a little bit, not too much though. So overall, I'd say he's a pretty interesting character. Definitely deserves to be in the game. So I'd be willing to give him an A-.
That sounds good. I can agree with that. I really like
Right,
Olimar. He's fun to play.
so you said B and I said A-, so I think that averages out to a B+.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Alrighty. That is it for our fighter by fighter for today. Now we are going to move on to the Wahbject. Our Wahbject for today is Splatoon 3. we are going to be covering gameplay, music, visuals, all that jazz. Do you have any opening thoughts on this game?
I love Splatoon. It is a great game.
Absolutely. Yeah. So first off, let's talk about gameplay. So you have like your basic modes, turf war, ranked modes, and salmon run and hero mode, and as well as table turf. So, overall thoughts on game modes and such gameplay?
I love, like I said earlier, I love Clam Blitz. Clam Blitz is by far my favorite thing to do in Splatoon. Um, I really like Turf War. I don't really like in Turf War how really the last like 30 seconds are the only things that matter. Even like the last 15 to 10 seconds.
Yeah,
But it's still a fun game mode. Splat Zones is fun. Rainmaker is fun. I hate tower control. I know a lot of people love it, but I absolutely hate tower control.
I don't love tower control, but it's not like the worst thing ever. I feel like it does kind of exemplify what like the basis of what a ranked mode feels like, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know why I don't like it, but every time it comes on, I mean I don't play it, but yeah, I don't like tower control. Um, but Salmon Run is a lot of fun. I especially like when they do the Grisco weapons. Oh, and
Mm,
that was going to be
yeah.
one of my other ideas for like the other like what Mute Dog's question was, like a brand new mode. I think a new mode would be fun would be like Turf War, but with the Grisco weapons.
Ooh. I
Like
could see that being like a future challenge.
yeah, I think that would be so much fun because the Grisco weapons are a blast to use. And if everybody has them, it's like in The Incredibles when he says, if everybody has a superpower, then nobody has a superpower. So if everybody
Yeah.
has a Grisco weapon, it's just everyone's just got normal weapons. They're just a lot more powerful.
Yeah. That would definitely be a lot of fun, and it would probably take a bit of adjusting to get that to
Yeah,
work in Turf, but that would
definitely.
definitely be very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so
then,
overall, oh, go ahead.
oh, I was just going to talk about Table Turf next. Is I think Table Turf was a fantastic addition to Splatoon 3. I have played it a lot, and I think it's just so much fun having a card game Turf War. Like there's lots of strategy to it, and it's just really makes you think sometimes.
Hmm. I mean, it's kind of just a puzzle game in Splatoon 3, so I haven't really
Yeah.
played it a whole lot. It wasn't really until they added multiplayer to it until it like really got good in my eyes.
Hmm.
I did play it a little bit on launch, but then didn't really touch it a whole lot afterwards until it got multiplayer.
Yeah, that makes sense. I was looking forward to multiplayer so much when the game first released, but I
Yeah.
honestly haven't touched it because I it makes me nervous because I feel like I'm good at table turf, but I don't want to go fight other people because I'm pretty sure that they're gonna kick my butt. So it
Yeah.
makes me nervous.
I'm already not great at table turf. I can barely beat like a third of the matches I play against bots. So
It is a fun mode though. I like it.
yeah, it's definitely fun. Overall, the gameplay of Splatoon 3 is really engaging and intense, and it's a lot more so than any other Nintendo game really is, especially in the competitive scene. You have Mario Kart, which is a bit more of a chill competitive experience, and then Smash Bros, which is a bit more on the competitive side, but and the gameplay is a bit tighter, but I'd say Splatoon is just the most fun and energetic.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that. And I feel like it's very approachable too. Like you got Smash Bros, which is very technical. Like I know Smash Bros it can be casual too, but I feel like
Yeah,
Splatoon it can has that competitive side, but it's also very approachable.
yeah, definitely. Especially considering it has a better ranked system than both Mario Kart and Smash Bros. Do.
Hmm.
So you can easily find people of a similar skill level.
Yeah.
Well, that's about it for gameplay. So, let's talk about soundtrack. Uh, Splatoon as a series has probably some of my favorite music of any video game. I really like all the different styles combining to make this unique sound. And I think there's just so many unique things about it with the squid vocals and everything, and how chaotic and jumbled everything sounds.
Yeah, I would have to agree. I mean, all pretty much all Nintendo franchises have great music, but Splatoon is definitely at the top. Or I mean, not the very top, but it's pretty close to the top. Like all their songs are super catchy. They're just fun to play through. Like fighting, like when you're shooting and stuff, they're fun to listen to, and
Yeah,
it fits the overall vibe of Splatoon.
yeah, definitely. Um, so if you had to say what your favorite idol group is, which would you pick?
Favorite idol group? It'd probably have to be Deep Cut. Probably just because of Big
Interesting.
Man.
Don't get me wrong, I definitely like Deep Cut as a whole. I like their style of music, but it probably comes down to nostalgia bias too, but I think I prefer the Squid Sisters and Off the Hook more.
Hmm.
I really like Off the Hook for like their chill but also how do I put this, like electronic and energetic vibes. And
Yeah,
then the Squid Sisters are basically just like your basic pop duo, and I kind of like that. So
yeah, that's
I
understandable.
honestly find it hard to pick favorites amongst the idol groups. If I had to pick, it would probably be the Squid Sisters, followed by Off the Hook and then Deep Cut,
Hmm.
which again probably has something to do with nostalgia bias. But
Yeah, yeah. I just really like Big Man. He's I don't know if Deep Cut would be my favorite group, but it is my favorite because they have Big Man. I just really like
mm,
Big Man.
yeah, I definitely like Big Man. He's definitely the silliest of any idol.
Yeah.
So yeah, the music is overall really, really great with all the unique styles and genres and everything. Um, so next up is visuals. So overall, the game does a lot with its visuals too, in the way it's like sort of a more modern style with graffiti and uh typical uh like teenage lingo and everything.
Yeah, I really like how all of the colors and stuff, like in your typical shooter game, it's all bland and like drab. But in
Yeah,
Splatoon, it's the complete opposite. It's super colorful, lots of I don't just vibrant,
yeah,
just like full of life, and compared to other shooters who are just like kind of not that they're boring, but they're not as lively.
yeah. And definitely with some of like the environments in the game, they have really good details and there's so many unique different places you can go to. And it's just really cool in general.
Hmm. Yeah, there's that they do a really good job with designing all of the stages, like the backgrounds and just everything about the stages is I don't know, just so lively. Like
Yeah,
you can feel that there are other people, like other things living there.
Yeah. Trying to think. Oh, and also with Splatfest, all the visuals there is really cool. How it's had like a different unique style in each different entry in the series. Where Splatoon 1 it was like more party themed. Splatoon 2 kind of had like more of like an intense feel, like it was an actual battle kind of thing.
Hmm.
Um, and Splatoon 3 has more of like a almost like a ceremony kind of feel, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, yeah. Now that you say that, I see that.
Yeah, each different game has had very different styles for Splatfest, and I've definitely liked that a lot.
Yeah, I agree. Splatfests are a lot of fun.
Yeah. So that's it for visuals. I'm trying to think of anything else we could talk about. Um, I think we've covered most of the main aspects. So just overall, Splatoon 3 is a fantastic game. Uh, if I had to pick a favorite Splatoon game, I'm not sure I could because there's just so many different things about each different game that I like for different reasons. And
Hmm.
so I couldn't really put this above or below Splatoon 1 or 2, but it's definitely a very solid entry in the series. And while it has its problems with giving good weapons, good kits, and stuff like that, but and post content updates. But other than that, it's a really solid game and I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah, I would definitely have to agree. It's was Nintendo staple. It's crazy how I mean, Splatoon's only like 10 years old. It's crazy how big it's gotten in that short amount of time.
Yeah, especially over in Japan where people over there are crazy for it.
Yeah, it's huge in Japan. Like, Japan gets so much cool stuff that we don't get here in the US. And it really
Yeah,
sucks because I would buy a lot of this stuff, but it's
yeah.
just so big in Japan, they get so much cool stuff.
With like a lot of the merchandise they have and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, trying to think of what else we should talk about. Um, I think that's about it. Overall, it's a solid game.
Yep, I would highly recommend it to anybody that hasn't played it.
Yes,
It's
absolutely.
just
If you haven't played Splatoon before, this is probably not as good a place to start as the other entries in the series, but it's still a solid starting point for anyone who's never played Splatoon before, and I would highly recommend it. It's a very fun concept for a game. There's a lot of things that can be said about it in terms of visuals, gameplay, music, everything like that.
yeah, I agree. And we've still got like 6 more months of post game content left that they've told us about. They'll probably do more because they always do. But it's
Hopefully,
still going strong, and it'll be
yeah.
going strong
And
for years
that's
to come.
and that's not even to mention the DLC with uh not only with Side Order coming out in a few days, and that's going to be huge, but there's also a first wave to the expansion pass that brought back the original Plaza from Splatoon 1 and a few other little things here and there. So uh that was a lot of fun. I still use the Inkopolis Plaza most of the time.
Yeah, I haven't bought the DLC yet. I was gonna wait till Side Order came out, so I haven't been using the Inkopolis Plaza. But it would be fun to go back and see it again.
It's a lot of fun to have the Squid Sisters performing again. I do occasionally go back over to Splatsville because it's more Splatoon 3-esque, but for the most part I like to stick to the Splatoon 1 Plaza because it has more of that um nostalgic feel to it.
Yeah, I'll have to go buy the DLC. Maybe Presto can buy it for me because he owes me money. Just kidding. He doesn't owe me. I just like to joke with him about that.
All right. So that's about it for this episode. So thank you, Monkey Thunder, so much for coming on. It was a blast to have you on.
Yeah, thanks for inviting me. This was a lot of fun. Good way to spend a Monday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, everyone who's watching this, feel free to go and check out our Patreon. Go and check us out on YouTube. Maybe leave us a sub if you feel like it. But yeah, that's about it. So thank you everyone so much for watching, and we will see you next time when we go off the wall.